supply chain. Okay, what again did you see? What again did we see? Rosie. What did we say about that? Apart from what requirement and variance. Hello. But I don't know the acting. We can go.
Yes, it is not just a fiscal addition of value, but it includes the services as well.
What do we say about that?
Yes, a value addition in here, computation.
What's the computation? What did you see?
Like at every stage of the value chain, maybe a salmon a copper, I'm a zipper. They say, baby, let me bet on it. Be obese by found more so okra as better. It's a difference.
And the computation, what happened to the computation?
There is.
Mother say a competition.
A board, that's I'm sure about
I'm sure what how
okay, moving on to
okay. So that's the overview of VAT. VAT don't end in the but of course we will try and do the rest that we can. Yes. We said that VAT comes about as a result of the supplies that we make, the transactions that involve the supply of taxable goods. So the taxable goods, we said that if you make any supply so we said that if you make a supply of goods or services where you receive any form of consideration, then you can classify it as engaging in taxable supply. Okay, so when we say taxable supply, we mean goods and services. But in the course of that delivery or that supply, you can have what is called exempt and zero rated supplies. Okay. The examples that we can make of taxable supplies include the processing of data, supply of information, supply of staff, acceptance of wage, making of gifts, etc., etc. Just like the normal activities that we engage in buying and selling. Okay, akɔ fanzama abɛtɔn. Okay, obi so wɔ hɔ a n'esu n'edwuma yi lɛ n'esu wɔ supply staff. Edu timber bar wɔ takoradi a ebi wɔn nɛsɛn HR fɛn bi wɔ. Okay, wɔn so wɔ edwuma yi. Sɛ ɛfɛ mu a ɛwɔ account worker na wɔn ankasa wɔ akɔ nhwɛ mu wɔn ayɛ. If more I owe any other activity, maybe a community service, one social staff. Okay, so the supply of what? Staff. The processing of data or supply of information. So if you are someone who processes any data or you supply any form of information, just like our telecoms work, then you are engaging in tangible supply. We are also talking about the leasing or letting of goods on hire. That is, if you have a machine or you have any item, you have a vehicle, you have whatever, and you want to lease it out, you want to hire it out to somebody, okay, it also constitutes tangible supply. Okay, so in a nutshell, you realize that when we talk of tangible supply, we just imply the normal day-to-day activities that we engage in, where you buy and then you pay, or you hire and then you pay, or somebody approaches you for your service and then you do what? You get a consideration or whatever. So in all that activities, that is what we consider as taxable supply. Therefore, no one can advise your client on what taxable supply is. This one is easy difficult. Like this one is easy difficult. Okay. The sale, transfer, assignment or licensing of patents, copyright, trademarks, computer software and other proprietary information, export of non-traditional products, the appropriation of goods for personal use or personal use or consumption by the taxable person by any other person. This is the last statement that we need to talk about, which is the appropriation of goods for personal use. Okay, appropriation of goods for personal use or consumption by the taxable person. So if you are a taxable person, our tax, you are a taxable person. If you engage in any activity that involves the consumption of goods, that involves the appropriation of commodities or goods or services for your own use, there is this activity called taxable supply that has taken place. It's like here in the value chain, when the item moves from one person to another, any other value that is added in the chain, okay, then we charge VAT on it. So this taxable supply that we have talked about implies that if you engage in any activity as we have mentioned here, or a similar activity as we have mentioned here, then you have engaged in taxable supply. Once you have engaged in taxable supply, it is either it is taxed or VAT taxed, or it is exempt, or it is zero rated. Do you understand? That taxable supply or this taxable goods of goods and services, when you engage in any transaction that involves taxable supply of taxable goods, then the tax aspect of that, sorry, you either the goods or services will be a rated one, or it will be a zero rated, or it will be what? Exempt. It is on a year to it will fall under these three areas when it comes to VAT. It is either the item does not call for VAT. Any item that does not call for VAT is an item that has been specifically exempted by VAT. Okay, the VAT, we are referring to the VAT Act of 2013 at 870. Okay, that's what we are looking at. So when you go to the first schedule, it will talk about the exempt supply, and it mentions those items that are exempt. Amendment has taken place here and there to widen it or to reduce it. Okay. And we have zero rated. Zero rated means that one, it is taxable. Okay. Here, it is not taxable. Here, it is taxable. But at what rate? Zero.
Now, if it's taxed at zero, then why should we?
Why?
Say obey zero. And when you wait.
So we just want to know the supplies that have gone through the system that we have considered as what? Zero rated. Okay. So when you are working on it, these zero rated supplies, we use it to check the quantum of goods that have been in the system. We use it to check people who are supposed to register for the VAT, but who have not registered. Okay.
So how is it that if it's zero?
If it's zero, say what are that? I want to engage in maybe that is I want to engage in. We will give you a VAT invoice. Your details will be taken. You get it. When you do the filing, you go to GRA. When GRA does tax audit, okay, into the client's books, they will see that your name is there. They will say that you have engaged with zero rated activity.
Say, in Peruvian, they will issue the VAT, but your name is not there. They don't put any name there.
And one you know, or one GRA will
It's no.
I mean, I own a get from so much you do.
It's how about inside one show?
And one of the times that one GRA away enough. Say you wash up right there if the VAT was not dealing with that. And I won't have a problem. So it is upon you to say that invoice you want to me so. My first part want to me nothing.
Simple. So what try like of what use would it be for me since it's zero? Like so what do me tax there?
I'm not catch all day. At the end of the day, whatever comes in the or to do a million. Whatever comes when you find your returns, you should file returns. In your returns, you state that I engage in these activities, but they are zero rated. Okay. Then economically, we will know the quantum of goods that have been in the system. But I either national income that, and they are now with okay, so GRP they will consider all these activities. It's not one report, it's a very report. Okay, but the law is saying that okay, zero rated. So that's aside. We have a schedule. The second schedule will give you the zero rated items. Then we have the rated ones. These are the ones that do what? That attract the speed. But once we have started VAT, but the tax, the tax we are referring to VAT now. So this is the one that attracts the VAT. Okay, yeah.
That's about national security.
But the only one because I go by that. Okay, so these are the taxable supplies. Now, once we have mentioned, yes.
You see, they may exempt, no, not zero rated, no. Say exempt, no. Why exempt? No, it means that tax be any. Oh, so you're serious, like me? Hey, at times, me for a book now, me who has our better watch it.
And it is zero rated.
Because 00, like.
I think the
It's
is it business?
I want to be there. Sometimes, you know, I want to want them input and output VAT. And the effects that I need to call exams card. So you don't do the input VAT also. Then the zero rated, I think down in the day, something like that.
Mr. Red, we even there, try now,
No, so
Definitely, what will happen?
I've read it somewhere.
it's not the question she should ask is that when does the zero rated apply? And when does the exemption also apply?
Oh,
Maybe
no.
that's not, but maybe you are a different.
Exempt, you know. Only they do what qualify for exempt.
Maybe
Yeah,
so,
no conditions.
the nature of the business
The nature
also
of the
back
job.
home.
And I'm saying
Zero
that this zero rated and this exempt supplies, the law has given specifics to this one. They have given the items. Okay, if you fall in it, then you can be exempt. If that, yes, if you don't fall in it, then it becomes a taxable good or service. Okay, but what she is asking is that, what is the reason? What is the reason? Is that not what we're asking? What is the essence of it to GRA?
And to even the individual.
To the individual. So the point is that you, the individual, may not consider the essence of it. But I told you that we need to compute for the flow of goods and services in the economy. Okay, so in order to account for this, then we account for all these ones that were supposed to attract VAT. That means that, for instance, you know, when the e-levy, the telcos started doing these cash transfers, and there was no e-levy, Anambra. Okay. It means that there was no tax, Anambra. It means that it was either exempt or zero rated. In simple terms, or applying it to this, because the young shade, Anambra, so it was of no relevance. So there was no tax, Anambra. Now, when they were bringing the e-levy, there has to be justification. Okay. In the course of the justification, they approached the telcos, okay, for their data. Now, in that data, we realize that a huge number of people are doing these transfers. Without that data, could we have said that? Without that data, if the telcos and NCA, National Communications Authority, if they were not keeping records of these transfers, with the view that these ones, there's no tax implication, so it is of no use. So we should not record them when it happens. If MTN and Warrior one Momo Warrior one transfer 1 year, we don't need any data on them. Would we have gotten this information to rely on as a basis for charging the e-levy? Exactly. In the end, these exempt and zero rated, they are items that are in the system. Nobody is keeping track of them. Okay. At the end of the day, if we are saying that this is our GDP, how do we compute for these ones? And it is GRA who have been mandated to look at our direct and indirect taxes. Okay, taxes on consumption. So these items, some of these items can be items that we are actually consuming, we are using. Okay, it is GRA who will come up with the data and say that, yes, the flow of information or the flow of goods that were supposed to attract tax amounted to 40,000, 50,000, 100,000, 100 million, 200 million. So in that case, they have to keep records. Our now zero rated. Okay, our zero rated. Or no one apply zero rating on family. Or apply zero rating on our the name tax and our call. Obi so ye exempt no so auto nada no so on call. Okay, but we will keep records of the number of years we pay the on VAT because what we can here the number of what we will change from zero rated to above rated. We change from exempt to above what zero rated, and I will change from exempt to above rated. Okay, so we keep track of all these data. But let us here. Yeah. Then at appropriate time, yet now one years no. Or there, the group of people are there, for instance, the lifeline consumers for ECG, it was what? 50. Another 50 kilowatts, another. When you see a watt, that 30. Yes, I'm following you. Most of 130. It used to be 50. Okay, it means that if you use electricity from 0 up to the 50 kilowatts, there will not be any charge on it. Okay, it's now what the lifeline consumers and them of the lifeline consumers. Unfortunately, this is whatever hates me. Okay, it's a quarter, this month a quarter of a charge. Next month, a quarter of charge. Following a quarter of charge. Okay. So, ECG, their activities were there. Obia gave VAT. Obia, the deputy or now indoor stakeholder consultation. But for 10, what did they show? Now, what's there? Electricity. And the one she said, also, an broader stakeholder consultation. Well, we know to the broader stakeholder consultation. No, I don't want to perform 10 or say, what on one day. Whatever perform, you purchase is 3 million. Do you get it? So, electricity was there. There was no VAT. But what is your finding? It is before they were out of the school. Okay, they were not within the school, but now they are in. So the more we keep this information, and it is very relevant to GRA. Okay, it's very relevant to GRA. GRA will now say that, oh, okay, the book of this will be good to me tax man. Then set of the set of the economy will go to me tax man. Then tax man, the tax man which you applicable tax man by another fund. Now government is really start. System or for premium or premium. So he will do so in a government. That is how it is. But for me to change, why are you the car? Why are you the car? So that is why these data are kept. When somebody is an exempt person, or that person's activity, that person's supply is exempt, it is not incumbent on the person, it is not compulsory for that person to go to GRA and say that I'm registering for VAT. It's not compulsory. It means that if you engage in the supply of exempt goods or services. When you even go to GRA's office and then you say, please register me for VAT, Commissioner General can decide that I will not register you because your goods and services are exempt. Okay. And if you don't go to, Commissioner General will not chase you. Commissioner General will not do anything to you. That is there. That is this one.
So this one is granted by law. There's no need for you to apply.
There's no need.
Say, Pocho, Abba goods them no exempt. I say, yeah, you want to be appreciating better.
But you know, make kind of my church, my son, and I'm not calling them to come here about church. Now I'm going to also tell them so this exempt supply, which we are saying that it is not taxable. You are not obliged or it's not compulsory. It is engage in the supply of exempt goods. It is not compulsory for you to go and do what? Go to GRA and say that you are registered for goods. Okay. I don't know whether husband and wife, if they engage in the same activity, they can come to the class and see. But if it's not husband and wife, then we can continue with the not compulsory. Can you continue?
Yes.
And then we have these exempts. If we engage in exempt supply, the law says that walk to GRA's office, go and do what? Register for what? This is compulsory registration. Go to GRA's office, go and do what? Go and register for it.
Who should go to the exempt people?
This exempt.
The zero rated.
There's zero rated.
Yeah, the zero rated. Sorry, the zero rated. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm not
Compulsory
registration. In as much as the law says compulsory, you have to go and register. If you feel that you don't want to go, the law says that fine. Then I'm running. When you come to the rated, that one, it is taxable and compulsory. Okay, it's taxable and compulsory. The zero rated, the law says that some register on your shoe, but practically, some register. What happens is that with the new name, this
Except for examination purpose.
for examination purposes,
Compulsory.
EPA, original academic or option. The law says that I have
Just compulsory.
zero rating. So we engage zero activity. Upper. Or you know upper, it is mandated that you should go and do what? Register. But if you don't go, the law says fine. That is what the law says. That is the act. That's what we use in the examination. But I'm telling you that practically, they have made it what? Compulsory. Hello. Just like you see royalties in the golden tax, that is 15%. But you come to mining and petroleum, you apply 5. You apply 5 because that is the practical rate that we use in most of petroleum agreements. You understand? And the rated one, you are obliged. That one, if you don't go and register, it comes with penalties. Okay, this one comes with penalties. If you don't go, it comes with penalties. In as much as this, you are expected to go and do. If you don't do, there's no penalty. But this one, the rated one, if you don't do, it comes with penalty. Shall we? Thank you. The supply of goods and services specified in the pension is an exempt supply and not subject to tax. Some of these supplies are commercial rental establishments. Commercial rental establishments. I mentioned exempt. You don't have the act. You have the act.
Commercial rental establishment.
Commercial rental establishments. Commercial, for commercial. Yes. You have to, it's an exempt. You don't have to apply these.
These are the
This is for commercial, you know, you find the more than stores. Stores now don't know why commercial. By definition of commercial, okay, I'm mentioning specifically commercial rental establishment. It means that or you're open for businesses. Business, I don't know, say I see it, then you can call it a commercial rental. But if it is for accommodation, as in individual tenants, so it goes on and on and on, and it has a lot. Then we have educational services. Then we said there's estate developers. Financial services, medical services, and medical supplies. Are we okay with these ones?
Sir, financial services, including banks.
Financial services. Financial services, so what is the commonest banks?
They all exempt from paying
What activities? Bank, we have a bank who has been dating. One of our followers is so much in dating, and our photo. We are talking about VAT rate.
I'm not going to pay you for it, and I'll ask you questions.
And it's not what you want.
Questions.
3 things.
Yes, sir.
On your file. That's it. But that's the back. And we are talking about VAT airport, what airport, yeah, more no actual VAT. I'm the welcome. And now I don't know, so we are for one more. I must say, numerally. This is a new. We are not for one more actually.
I think we can be liking it because they are in the way we are providing services they are within our big they have to collect. So they call it the service charge, never here. It's hard.
Service charge are not going to the government. The service charge is for them. Yes, but the fact goes to the government.
Do you realize that e-levy, MTN will charge you 1% and e-levy will also charge it 1.5%. No difference. And that was what I okay. So these are exempt supplies. In fact, there are more. If I can read a lot, but this machine is not one of us.
Okay, strong. Now, I'm not going to financial that.
Okay. So that is the
Next Saturday.
exempt. It means to bet my basically animals, livestock, and poultry imported for breeding purposes. That means that if you bring any form of animal from outside, one of these are mental deaths.
Say about your point right now.
Animals, livestock, animals, and poultry imported for breeding purposes. I'm not aware of one year, so I saw that I'm not in crossing. Okay, crossing down here. Yeah, I walk was I saw this afternoon for being a if you are bringing for these purposes, then it will be exempt from this. Animal produce in its raw state produced in Ghana. Example is what? That's the common cow milk. Yes, cow milk is there. But which one is the common? Egg. The commonest of all. So animal produce in its raw state produced in Ghana. Okay, it's a cow milk, egg. Okay, all these ones are animal. Agric and aquatic food products in its raw state. This is a
Agric.
Exempt supply media. Goods for the disabled.
Richard.
Thank you.
Gratis.
Educational items and services. This one has seen amendment recently. Educational items and services. That is since I don't know the import books from China. Page you want to import from China. Since VAT, we have brought exemption or a caveat there to say that if you bring books from outside, that one will add or will impose VAT on them. So if now we can say that educational items and services, excluding imported educational items and literature. Produced in Ghana, but it has seen an amendment recently. Transportation, one for can wide in that.
For the better color for you.
That's all we can do. Sounds like one and one device.
One device, so you
The person I can have pockets.
pockets.
Okay, one device. So,
Madam Chancellor,
Into what we will consider is that at what point does one qualify to register for VAT? Okay, that is where we would have got into VAT. Since you are Yaka, zero rated, Yaka exemption of your year to zero rated for that. It's really one you mention all these things. But it comes with a condition. Okay. It comes with a condition. That is why I'm talking about one shot I want to. But your example is considered another. Let's not go. Let's not go.
so I got an idea. It's in the Agaga book.
And it's there.
Please, what's my please?
Then we have the zero rated. After zero rated, that one, the second schedule is there. The second schedule is there. Okay, so examples of zero rated supplies. The supply listed in this schedule and defined in this item are zero rated supplies for purposes of the Income Tax Act Section 36. Conveyance. We are talking about conveyance that comprises conveyance that involves the movement of goods or services by ship, aircraft, or a vehicle. This is first and foremost in international transportation by ships. Aircraft and vehicle.
So aircraft and vehicle.
Yes, vehicle.
Ship.
I'm a ship. What is a ship? A ship first. Not aircraft. No, I'm continuing with vehicle. That's an easy.
Aircraft and vehicle.
Yes. That means that we are talking about in terms of transportation. Okay, transportation of goods or persons from one country to another. Okay. From one country to another. Goods or persons from one country to another. So right now we have something called import VAT. Okay, import VAT. That import VAT, what happens is that if you are clearing your goods, if you are an agent doing on behalf of an importer or an importer yourself, you go and then you pay 30% of that import VAT. Okay, that's what we call the upfront payment. When you go and pay, and it happens that you are a registered person, the person is registered for VAT, then you can claim or you can call for a refund of that amount that you have paid as VAT. That means that ordinarily, these imports does not require you to make or pay for VAT. But it is to compel people who refuse to register for VAT to go and do what? To go and register for VAT. Awo ɛno nzama ɛdifi abɔkyi reba. Okay. Nzama ɛdifi abɔkyi ɛreba. Wɔde akɔnɔkɔ register for part. Okay. Ɛyɛ yɛ obi na wa register for part. Wɔ qualify na wa register. But our register. Okay. Because of that meeting, they brought a law to say that Namda never calculate import VAT. That means that no nzama ɛreba no. Never calculate VAT on it. We call it import VAT. Import VAT. You calculate VAT. VAT.
On what exactly?
On the value of the goods. But you pay import VAT. When you calculate the VAT, then you pay 30% of that VAT, not the cost of the goods. We call it upfront payment. So you go and make the upfront payment. And then, because you have registered, you can now come and claim a refund. The ones on the first one find them. One find more. But you have to see that. And in that case, our importer, another country, we will report. Quite clear. Custom first the year clear because and register for VAT. Then you go back to DRA and you register for VAT. Then you this year the 2 years of VAT. Okay, after registering, then you come and claim 30% now ATM. Now I will claim.
The actual point is that I think 70%.
70%. But ideally, you are not supposed to. Ideally, you are not supposed to. If you calculate more, you know what to put in 30%. 30% is as security. Okay. If you put here, now I register now, you will use this now. If you are now going to have a short, this is a register of that. If you make that in a major, this kind of major, I'm going to get no more than
Some people over registration, join the same.
registration on unions.
It's in the
Since you are being a one member, or qualify for that, or register.
I think they are not important.
Say yes or yes or
Into
Some you change
you go to DR. Into I wanna end the okay. Once you know that your license will be traded in the country. Okay. Once you know that your license is traded in the country, go and register for it.
Yeah, today Obi was never a marker. They can. Now it's in reverse, like them 30%. I mean, that is a one-time.
What your registration for VAT? They account VAT, I want to worry about VAT. You have benefit use and afford. So one time for would you get books and then engaged in tangible activity behind me.
I won't pay the 30% after.
No, just only one of the import VAT. Now for import VAT. Import VAT.
Say, control. You will have one so. Import VAT, that time I didn't 30%. Already said, is it, yeah, I kind of assured today, when they register.
I think I need to have said this one. We are ordering the marriage, import the orders. Yeah. What happens to that? I'm not import VAT. Yeah. And that import VAT, what happens to them? You are expected to go and pay 30% upfront. On we call upfront payment. 30%. What happens to them on an age? What is that? Okay. Now, so what happens to mama? Okay. What happens to mom? Let's say we go to ya. Every hospital, no what's there. Oh, tax identification. Everybody has also a system money will be there. I register for that. Then register for that. Won't do more do the guys and one coach is nice. One coach you as a percent for that. Okay, coach you here. That time when I was about to buy a photo, was a man of bail. Engine was a man. I'm around seeing a outside, so never about before. Now, I'm going to put the coach you are just what I was sitting on office and the very distance. Next, name seats in a whole registration. That's when I'm passing for. Passing for. Passing for. I thought I would put some other system. Say, you know, I thought I would put another system repair. Next, was made. If we are national airport, and I draw for refund of this 30% in each year. Você sei usa menino. Ele usa menino. Ele usa menino. Na marca de busca. Okay. But aba faço yeng não. Dinheiro winning no poco. Você também. Aha. In any time they engage in casual activity, we have the data and you do this in our database, and then now we can track you. We can call you for audit. We can whatever we want to do to. Okay, that is when you want to register for president or you want to register a political party. That's when we hit you with it. You get it? So that's what happens to this. Okay. And it is possible that these simple questions can be involved in our examination, because once we are looking at permanent establishment and stuff, you can just find a one line statement there that the person is not registered for that. And you know what, can some more can be out of that one. Then they will ask you for your advice. Okay, they will ask you for advice, and you have to provide a holistic advice to the client. That's why we are doing this. Okay. A zero-rated supply is a covered activity that starts at 0%. It includes exports from one country to another country. Foreign-going aircraft, I mentioned foreign-going aircraft, ship aircraft and vehicle. I've mentioned that one. Free zone enterprises. Free zone enterprises. Yeah, zero. So the implication is that you will still not pay, but your record will be in the system. Every activity that you engage in, you will have VATs. Okay, now the VAT is zero rated, or it may not be even calculated.
So, what I say, exempt. Always a quarter on call. It's in one all gather one data.
Exempt. On that part, it's only actually, it's not tax.
Sure, it's no data on there.
You may have tax of it. You are not obliged to go and register. Let us have. It's a one nation and you will be no economy, but we have a law that says that these goods are exempt. For instance, medical supplies. And we get a wheelchair. Yeah, for instance, goods for the disabled. Okay, goods for the disabled. Disabled things. Yesterday, and if I was very working there, I'm finding free. Okay, and no you can succeed. But zero rated, we are more often item that we can actually get deals on it. Okay, you can actually get deals on it. For instance, goods shipped as stores on vessel, aircraft, or whatever leaving the country into ship shanders. Okay, I wanna what supply into Ghana and what vessels like what ships now or that is Ghana what I don't know what consume what in the course of their journeys, what's of the zero rate. Okay. But that item, that same item, maybe a corn beef, that corn beef now unloaded more free. That same corn beef, ever market, that's a butter or a tax. So I'm confused again. I'm losing the company. You can't know where I am. Okay. Okay, so now let us look at demonstration for facts. Let us look at demonstration for facts. At what point should we register for facts? That's a good one. Okay. If at the end of the day you realize that you are going to make a taxable supply that amounts to how much is that? 200,000 or 50,000 per quarter. 200,000 per annum or 50,000 per quarter. Okay. It means that Mrs. I work in the one seven aeroplane. Say a corporate house one seven. Let the return within 3 months. Now I can get 50,000. One say, hey, them estimates new there within 3 months. Now I can 50,000. Fast. For cash, not for the year, not for register. Okay, Larry. Once you know that at the end of the day, you make a taxable supply of 200,000, then you should go to commission and then you start the Rosie, this say a business, let's say you get 200,000, you need a year now to 200,000, or a fast commission. Therefore, the inviting was according to the VAT, I will come and repeat your please. If you have a branch, you have to put some at the branch. Let's say apply to Commission General. Commission General will decide. Okay. As a matter of fact, even if you want to apply for any tax and you apply to GRE, the Commission General decides whether to approve or not. Okay. When the Commission General approves, then the Commission has approved your application, and now you are a VAT registered person. How will you? You are the these are the some of the encomiums around VAT, but
So registration for what?
registration for what?
Today. So you need 3 months, like between 50,000. That's a 1 year, you need to have 200,000. That's in 50,000. No, so 1 year, you need 200,000. And I said,
Whatever kind of video you have. American behavior. Okay, so we have done now. So that is apart from these things that we have mentioned, which form the basis of VAT. What we need for examination are these ones. You need to know that when a person engages in taxable supplies, then the person must go for registration. This one is a possible examination area. Okay. We can ask you, we can give you a transaction whereby the person has not registered for VAT. And we will ask you to advise your client on the implications of not registering for VAT. So you have to explain how the person or when the person becomes taxable or what activity the person will engage in. And then you also look at the penalties for breaching the VAT Act. The penalties for breaching the VAT Act. Now, the most important area that we can look at is failure to register. Okay, and if you fail to register for VAT, it comes with its own consequence of 2 times the amount. Okay, 2 times the amount of tax on the taxable supplies. So it means that at the end of the day, you have made taxable supply of 2,000. If they are 5 by 5 eton, or high equipment. Those activities that you have engaged in, okay, at the end of the day, the amount of money that you have gained from amount of tax that you are supposed to pay from that taxable activity. You will pay this okay. So when we did the calculation, we said that if you have the cost is 100, you have your NHIL and get fund 2.5, and then COVID 1. So 106. Then you have the off the VAT for 50 on the okay. So that's 50% that you are calculating on 106. Shall we let 15.9. This 15.9. Because you have failed to register for VAT, the activities that you have engaged in, which the tax is 15.9, you pay 3 times of what? This 15.9. Okay, the law says you should not be more than 2 times. Yeah, the VAT. Okay. So 2 times the amount of tax on taxable supplies payable from the time the person is required to apply for registration until the person files an application for registration with the commercial job. All these are in the view there or the register for VAT and register, but you engage in a transaction a VAT of 15.9. It's not so easy, and I did a so easy. I had a man for 1 month. And and Sana, any chartered accountant, no, while a cash of a CCR, why are registered for VAT? That's 1 month period. VAT. I engage in working now, near multiply by what? By 2. Hello. On any clients. So there are actual clients in there. Because they are not engaged, they are not registered for VAT. The failure to register would what? 2 times the tax amount. 2 times the But that's actually that's 1.8. That's 2 times of this. It's only a 1 day deal.
1 day.
Indoor.
So it compares.
It's a 30 days in year and register. Every day they are parts. Yeah, no more machine. I don't know anything.
So the 2 times a day.
When you prepare taxable activity, then the event, that's one addition another in your VAT, no problem. Another day, VAT, another day VAT, another day VAT. That will be what in your VAT. Every day, VAT, the what now? They are multiplied by 2. Then you have 1 year. 1 year in a due, but then register. Then register. No, can you now? 1 hour cloning VAT or times 2. But that's got it.
Companies withhold certain percentage of the VAT. In that case, if they withhold the 7% on the VAT, and you didn't pay as you are saying now, are you still obliged to pay full amount times 2, or you less the 7% and pay the one that you are going to?
And all in new years and we are a penalty. A never a penalty. Do you get it? A no penalty. It means that if you are going to pay, you go to see how you are going to pay. Now there's a time 29. That's 1.8. This is penalty. You are going to pay this penalty. But that's area and Sunday go to your VAT Nankasa.
That's
15.9. It's the 15.9 that's will be our goals here about 30. But what that's it? That's huge. That's why you shouldn't forget. And that is why we learn about tax planning. That when they give you waiver, don't be late. The time company, make use of the time company. Okay. Failure to file for VAT returns or file your VAT returns. At what point do you file returns? Paintsiwaa. VAT returns. At what point do you file VAT returns? At what point do you file VAT returns? And at what point do you pay VAT? Level 3 is the one. The question is when you are now, what's happening? At what date? At what point do you file returns? Now, 5 and a payment. The end of the month.
Oh,
15th day of the next month.
Last working day of the ensuing month. So if you fail to file your return, this attracts a penalty of what? 500 Ghana cedis. 500 Ghana cedis. And a further penalty of 10 Ghana cedis for each day that the return is not submitted. Each day. It means that so each day 500.
Each day.
Sorry, each day 10 cedis. 500 are taxed and each day 10 cedis. Okay, so if it is 31 days, the first day is what? 500. Then the other days, 10 cedis. Then failure to issue tax invoice. Failure to issue tax invoice. Not exceeding 100 cedis. One also okay. No, I let you show anyone.
No, it's
100 cedis. Or imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months or both. If you're looking at the 100 and 6 months. Or both. Making false or misleading statements. Not exceeding 1,000 Ghana cedis. Or imprisonment not exceeding 5 years or more.
That's not exceeding
5 years.
I'm scamming.
100 cedis.
That's 100 cedis.
1,000.
Failure to issue invoice is 100. False or misleading is 1,000. Evasion of tax. Evasion of tax. Evasion of tax. I was able to get tax by 3 times the value. 3 times the value or the tax amount. Failure to maintain proper records. I handle them able to see the exam. All clients must keep new records. But these are the practical ones. Failure to maintain proper records, 1,000. Not exceeding 1,000 or imprisonment not exceeding 5 years. Ghana cedis. Not exceeding 5 years. Or both. When the failure is deliberate, it means that you know how to keep good records, but you decided not to keep good records.
So how can you tell?
How can you tell? That's what the best will do that. Yes.
Are they so strict on sole proprietors? And our company is everything I want to do.
You see, it's supposed to apply to everyone. It's supposed to apply to everyone. But you know how our system is. But I know that GRA is having some draft on the table, discussions on that in the near future, every shop, for instance, the market shop, every shop, you should have a competent person preparing your books. That is one of the things that is difficult. But GRA, because they are involved in tax and their leaders or their executives are all tax inclined, they are trying to skew it in their direction. That is also another matter. That will be a qualified person who is supposed to prepare tax records. It should be somebody who is a tax expert. As in that person must have CIT.
Okay, in that direction.
Someone want to propose another. It's also they are pushing it to their side. So that currently that's what's on the table. Currently. Yes. Currently that's what's on the table. That I say to pay the account. You don't have problem with it. You don't have problem. I think last year when I met the area head, the area head, he was mentioning the same thing. He was asking me that if accountants have the knowledge in preparing the accounts and tax experts are not complaining, why should accountants be worried when tax experts are filing returns? They are filing returns. So that is about, you see, it's not in isolation because as a chartered accountant, you are also learning these things and you are expected to know.
So if you are the LCO, so why do you tell them your problem?
That's why I'm saying that because it is from their angle, they also want to push it to their side. If you want to push it to one side, I don't know if you understand it. I want to get over.
But what's in there? You see, yes, I am very because of tax. I'm faster off from so what are they talking about?
It's not America, what they are talking about.
We tax
We are so
yes, they are the reference. Yeah, they are trying to trade, like they are paying. I would think all my fault, yeah.
Oh yes, because as a chartered accountant, you plan the finances. Yes, so you have the knowledge. When you are engaging in any transaction.
Yes.
So this is what is coming out. The offenses are getting I think let's put down the few that are mentioned are part of the now.
Senna, if you want to pay tax on the residential,
Amount of payment here.
Senna, failure to file.
Amount of failure to pay. Sure.
I failure to pay. I don't need to.
Not a failure.
Failure to pay.
said failure to pay the evasion in one thing.
It's supposed to be one way. Failure to pay is 1/4.
Say failure to pay is 1/4.
Yes.
There's no one. Not very
And it is compounded at the Bank of Ghana set of rates.
Sir, is it that one that is 125% of the statutory rate?
No, no. That is 125 is the interest. Yes. Quarter. Quarter is not 1/4.
The same as the 1.
So
1/4 of the statutory rate compounded. The compounded must be daily, same amount.
what did I say for the failure to furnish returns? 500 Ghana cedis.
Day, okay? 500 initial day, next day.
The failure to pay is 125. But that what happens is that it is charged, the interest is not charged. If you fail to pay, it is interest. And also what calculation is the way I let you
If it is no more 1/4, it's 1/5.
Yes, it's 125. Sorry. Failure to pay. Failure to pay. If you fail to pay, you pay interest on the amount. Okay, and it is on quarterly basis. It's on quarterly basis. So every quarter we calculate whatever interest charge that has come on it. Yes. It is only been a travel American. It's not one function.
Okay, so quarterly basis, but Bank of Ghana statutory don't know.
1.5% of the BOG rates.
Say time the tax.
Tax amount, not. But here too, we have the flat rate and we have the standard rate. That one you know. Like the standard rate is what? The 15%. And the flat rate is 0%. In all, when you are computing, they must come with COVID, COVID-19. Okay. So you need to let's do this one. Let's do quick jump. Let's do quick jump. The flat rate. Flat rate, this is how the calculation is. If the cost is 100, then you have COVID of 1%, and then you have VAT of 4%. So this one will be 4. So it is 104 that a person will pay. It is not what I go over, let's calculate down. That's how you calculate it. Okay. Note that this 100 is the actual cost that you bought the item and then your profit. That will make this handle. The men said this profit in our profit issue. We got to add more for bad. Let's say under the flat rating for wholesalers and retailers. Okay. Flat rate. Bad flat rate. 3%. But I'm a drunk.
Accept. Man.
Flat rating. Only 3%. It's a problem and I will turn out. We want to go over. Now, the cost of the item. Now, actual profit 1%. Now, actual bad 3%. Now, calculate for the outcome, the cost of why 104. You perform or I don't want him. I don't want him. But you have to see that.
It is within 3 months, it's making 50,000. So you have to pay the 1% for this debit, like 3% slash rates. So when does the 15% come?
Then still, since I flat rate, American standard rate. They did a flat rate. So it's a year, sir. They have a standard rate.
Which is the flat rate here for wholesale and retail.
Yes.
Same.
I have them flat rate fees. If you are the flat rate fee, there's nothing like input tax, output tax. Imagine on a go down for your baby. On a book of GI, and this can have put you on GI. That's all. And when I create number 2 film number year day, and you'll be an 2 film. But you have
Yes, sir.
Obia one flat and this flat rate you need to there are list of them, but depending on your area you can apply to Commission General. Commission General can decide to add you or exclude you. For instance, I think the Hoteliers Association they applied that they wanted to pass of this one, but I think they will ignore. So if you want to, you can just apply to so that is how it will go. Are we okay? These are the then we have the standard rates. Okay.
Say.
The standard rates.
Say. When you get a cool boost, you know,
This is an area 3% we have already mentioned who works and what services. This one, around what? In America, now, at the standard rating, honestly, there, you have your cost. Okay, so if your cost is 100, then you come and then you add your 6%, which is NHI 2.5.
Get fine.
2.5. COVID. 1. And then you move on more 6. Now apply 106.
Okay, the difference is NHI, the guest fund. That's the
Then you come here and do your VAT of what? 15%. 15% of 1 is not correct. 15.9. Right? And your total will be 121.2. 0.9. Okay. So this is how much a taxable person, okay, will pay to you. This I'm not more time. In terms of money, say, but much of with a machine and a match of cost, what is 100, no matter in and back on. Why 106? You are not charge 50%, not lying, but I can. What is that? No, I'm not those who try.
So why the difference?
So which category pay the standard rates?
Okay, so normally they give producers. Okay, normally this one will give to producers and specific people that or sectors that the law has given or categorized them under the standard rate. Okay, basically by producers like manufacturers of products. We have other institutions which also fall under the standard rates. Okay, they have made some amendments to include some people hotels. Hotels also they have another 1%.
Tourism levy of Sharifa.
Tourism, no.
After that, it's not every 1% that come in. It's not a corporate area, then 1%.
One subject to VAT.
The cost.
One subject to VAT.
I can put on the cost. When I got the quotes and that's that cover. That how it is. And then we need to work back. And it becomes so difficult because we don't know where it is.
Tourism amount, you have to calculate on the 121.
Tourism amount, your calculation is taxable amount. Taxable amount. Amount subject to tax.
Okay.
That's how
No, that can 121.
So we're calculating now you know that.
It's not maybe said there.
The cost.
Now the taxable the levy is supposed to be on the cost. But the cost, now we include all these ones to be the cost. This one is now the cost. What that's what you have been doing. That's what you have been doing. On this one. No. Check the tourism the yes. When these ones were not there, when we were not adding these ones, okay, then we're charging on this. Then they said no. We have to bring in the COVID and 2.5 and blah 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 blah. Okay, so now this became the cost. The 106 became the cost. Okay. So check and update. So they are still doing. Okay, now we have this one, the public, the 3.5, right here, 2.5. Right here.
It's already the same.
Hotels, you know, hotels, restaurants, and where it sounds wrong, where hotels, restaurants, and what? No, why trade? It's there for money was never why trade?
It's bad.
Buy. Why? I know the way.
All needs are used. What's your flat rate and what's your equity?
Retails, they are retails.
But sometimes we use it for they've been using this. Even if you buy from Malcolm,
specific, and other specific, maybe the more.
Your coffee for one. Listen, what is happening is that one, the people one, they are using flat rates, but their wood rate is the standard rate. Do you get it?
Why is that so?
Because they were using the standard rates before the flat rates. As I said, if you want to what to use, people do use standard rate form, but or calculator flat rate on the calculator.
But my do
That's what you use. We're cheating. It's between action and
And tell you why it's not I download that book in Play Store. When you say no, you don't get the app as well. And also another thing is that listen, the particular organization, do they fall in that category? Okay, that the law has listed. Okay, I used to have the amendments, but I was not prepared to check. Okay, the list, are they part of that list? If they are part of the standard rates, then definitely their transactions will be on the standard rates.
Because in there you will up to 200,000 for the year. 50,000 for 3 months. If you want to exceed the fall within the month.
There are lists. I know that there is a list. Like, it's an amendment. Okay, it's an amendment, and they mentioned the categories. They actually mentioned the categories. Oh, what is the amendment? Because I am one of this man, the human of this. But when I get it, I'll let you know. And I know they are on my phone. It's just that Erica says it's better than me. I have to. But now, so that is how these ones work. Okay. But you have to answer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's the one question. If you engage somebody to render service for you,
If
engage someone to render service for you, right? Therefore, the standard or the class.
okay, so services are on the standard rate. Okay, services are on the standard rate. The flat rate is for books.
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 Okay.
This is business. Books. And I'm not going to say this. Now, almost the provision of services. Okay. And so these are for goods. Okay. Now when it comes to services, they apply the standards. When it comes to services, they apply the better. Until the standard rate will go by this procedure, the standard rate is 50%. We go by this procedure. Now what happens is that we have withholding taxes on goods, on works, and on what? Services. The withholding tax on goods is how much? 3%. It means that you, the one who is making the payment, you should withhold, okay, 3% of what? Of the cost. Okay.
So of which cost?
Withholding tax, the cost of cost.
So is it the cost of goods or the VAT?
How do you calculate withholding tax, which is a tax on another value? You have to withhold 3% on the cost. This cost. Okay. You should know that withholding taxes are always calculated on the cost. Whatever it is, on the cost. If it is a flat rate item, you will calculate on this cost. Okay. If it is a standard rated item, then your withholding tax is on the taxable amount. Okay. On the taxable amount before the VAT. Okay. Now, on the cost. Now, there's withholding VAT. Withholding VAT that you are supposed to calculate on this taxable amount, which is what? Which is 7%. Withholding VAT. Withholding VAT. Withholding VAT, which is 7%. And it is calculated on the taxable amount.
VAT or
VAT.
So you just change to service.
Withholding VAT. Withholding VAT is calculated on goods and services. When it comes to the standard rate, we calculate it on the taxable amount. Okay. When you come to the flat rate, you also calculate on what? On the 104, which is what? The cost. Okay. Yes.
I thought that we are withholding on the VAT. So it's on the 15.97.
When you say it that way, you are right. But the computation, the basis for the computation is the taxable value. It's on the taxable value. What is the taxable value? That is the value on which the tax amount is computed. The value on which the tax amount is computed. Which one?
The flat rate.
Yes.
The taxable amount is a percent of the
This is the taxable amount. Withholding VAT. It is withholding VAT is calculated on taxable value. Always remember this thing. Taxable value. Taxable value. If you get the taxable value, baby, our taxable value, we are capping 7% on it. The implication is that you are withholding, this one is 15%, but you are withholding 7% for now. The person should go and pay the 8% at any time that the person wishes to pay. I can see that.
The taxable amount is inclusive of the bills.
Yes.
That's meant for public bill 1% income. So that's the taxable.
A higher flat rate, a higher. What is it? Standard rate. Okay. Higher flat rate, higher standard rate. When we read before I get confused. Where is it? That's more okay, so if you have a book, you can open the 659. You have that one. Did we talk about maize supply? Maize. Maize supply is where you supply a taxable goods in addition to an exempt good. Taxable goods in addition to exempt good. VAT gold agents continue to hold at the time of payment 7% of the taxable value. That is the base for which VAT is computed on of all local taxable supplies made by a standard rated taxable person or supplier. The difference of the taxable will be paid of the taxable supplier and also issued blah. Do we get it? Sally. No, Hillary. VAT gold agent will hold at the time of payment 7% of the taxable value. Taxable value. When it comes to the flat rate, what is the taxable value?
The cost. The handbrake.
How is the handbrake? Standard. So,
and listen,
we have different rules for the standard, and we have different rules for the.
it is the same.
I said here we have added the 2.5 and the 1.
Yes.
Making it 6, 106, the other one.
Yes.
So why is here no 101?
But why is here we are using 3%?
They said here the VAT, the VAT is correct. Now they go back to the 50.
Why is it that here we have 2.5, but here we don't have 2.5.
So when you included the 1%, you see you 6. And in that instance, when you cover 1%, you can't come in and you actually
No, you
I said
said,
you don't understand what I'm
no, you said,
saying.
you said 104.
So I'm saying that here,
Yeah.
the taxable amount here is the cost plus the ladies.
Yes.
The cost is 100,
Uh-huh.
ladies 1, 2.5, and then the 1. So 6. So the ladies plus the cost is the taxable amount.
Yes.
For standard.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Then if you come to the flat
Flat
rate,
rates.
there is a levy.
Uh-huh.
So if you are the standard, sorry, if you are the taxable amount, why don't you add the levy to the cost? Get the taxable amount. So before you calculate the 7%.
So on which one do you calculate the tax rate? On which value do you calculate the tax rate?
Okay, here the cost.
Yeah.
Like 3% is on the 100.
It's on what?
The 100. But here, the 50% is on 100. Fortunately.
Do you understand yourself now? The principle is on the taxable value. Which one is the taxable value? Which one is taxable value here?
100.
What is the taxable value here? Do you understand?
Yes.
Very important.
Do you get the clarification?
Yeah, so but after we introduce them to our point because they know 1% no one. It's here the why 101 no. So that the taxable amount
Mrs. Don't be a flat. Flat 3%. It's not on 101, it's the most high 50%, it's on 106. And the 3% is on 100. If you are looking at the taxable amount, you ever place a VAT on the
The law is simple. Taxable, I said, always remember the terminology taxable value. Taxable, not the taxable value. Taxable value. It is very important. Taxable value. Okay. Taxable value is the value on which you calculate the tax. Okay, so if you are calculating it on the tax, then you take the tax, the amount that you need to calculate the tax, and calculate 7% as withholding VAT.
Streets.
Withholding VAT. Okay, it means that if you are paying to the person, you must keep this portion, this 7% out of the money that you are paying. Okay, here. The amount is 121.9. Okay, withholding VAT is 7%. That 7% is calculated on the taxable value. 7% of 106 will give you how much? $7.42. Ghana cedis. So when you are paying 121.9 less 7.42. Do you understand? Hello.
Hi.
What Martin? Withholding agents are individuals specifically appointed by what? The GRA.
I think that was it. Now, so my name was accountancy institution. That's the kind of good.
From where?
So I went to the
How many hours?
Okay, so
I mean, if you're
okay, so I just wanted to verify.
what I know is that GRA contracted some people, okay, and those people became the reporting agents. Some they were even published in the dates.
Yeah, but you know, when a company is making payments, automatically it must quote the wooden tax component.
But only when you are working for a company.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I want to say.
Individual, The accountant will pay why one not. Pay why. Who was somebody?
So means automatically the accountant become a golden agent.
My accountant is not going to
The company, the
When the accountant has not removed and all the checks and the accountant will remove. So
You are working for the school, you are a rep for the company.
Auditors don't hold accountants responsible.
they hold the company.
most of their
Auditors hold
their
management is responsible for the internal controls of the company.
But in their management letters, they will state the original accountant and the original director.
To who? They don't write to the accountants.
Yes, they will write see that.
I thought I don't ask auditors.
But I am doing the part. What is happening on the ground? I want to have some on my phone and I'll show it to you.
No, I understand.
When they will direct it, that the original accountant and the original director must ensure that this
Has
is
not meant to be given to the management.
when they work up with master, they carry out with master. See, they will write it.
Okay, so what will happen is that we will address that. Now, when you withhold this one, okay, you should not forget that there is what is called withholding tax. Okay, so whenever there's a transaction, there is withholding tax. That is what we mentioned for goods, works, and what? Services. Okay, goods, works, and services. So this one, these goods, they have their 3%, 5%, and what? 7.5%. Okay, if it is goods, you still have another withholding withholding tax of what? 3%. Okay. Yes. This
Apart from the same,
Yes. Okay. Inti. I calculate withholding VAT. And then I calculate withholding tax. Withholding VAT over 2 withholding tax. And I'm one. I can't show. Withholding VAT over 2 withholding tax. Withholding tax over stand on more. Inti. A calculator. It means that our electricity, you must pay the total amount less the withholding VAT and what? And the withholding tax. So if you are calculating for the withholding tax, what is the rate? This one is what? 7.5. 7.5%. Okay, so it's 7. Come again.
7.5% because of the service.
Yes, on the service. 3% withholding tax. 7.5. I have only after standard. Standard, you can have the 3% there, you can have the, so you can have the 7.5 there, and you can have the 5% for what? Okay. Goods, I had a goods to apply to one more. Now I apply to works and services. But you have it can never have. It's either you are charging 7.5 or you are charging what? 5% as withholding tax. It's a one that when you perform the standard rate, the amount that you are supposed to pay, I want an error card, I'm in a moratorium. Okay, I have to pay 121 minus 7% of this value, and then minus 7.5% of what? Of the what do you call it? The cost. Okay. the withholding tax, and then the withholding VAT. What do you answer? Hello.
So 7% of 106 is 7.5 of 100.
Yes. Then you go to your less, the smaller can on our head. If it happens that you are withholding agents, if you are withholding agents, that is how you are going to do. If you are not a withholding agent, the 7% you cannot charge. Okay. If you are not a withholding agent, the 7% you cannot charge. Can I hear? Samson, we are a fan. Rosie, can I hear? Are you sure? Yes.
January. January means that the withholding tax is calculated on the cost, and then the withholding VAT is calculated on the taxable value.
Yes, you can see it down. What happens here? Withholding tax on your calculator or without levies, without any other. That's the actual cost. Withholding tax. But withholding VAT, we're giving specific kind. Do you know why it is so?
Why?
Because VAT is calculated 106. It's a what of quote you have. And you quote you have the whole 15% on 106. But you have to. But that 15%, and then we quote you at the end of the month. Okay. If it, instead of waiting, government waiting for you to go and pay it at the end of the month, what's there? My main giving 7%. Okay. And they already I need to go to 8% into later.
After the 8%, after the 7.5%,
7.5% in withholding tax.
These are the only VAT. But 7.5 here, withholding tax. Yeah.
7.5.
Only the amount. Only the 7%. But the 7.5 you on this one. But they don't get calculated in there. But the calculation too.
I said it's more exam there.
No, more exams on holiday. Young calculations level 2. Level 2 on the bed. I'm not going to move level 2 on the bed. This is a new syllabus in level 3. Next year, it's our MP on answer. And then they change. And invite the tax into but yeah, concept now. So we have the rolling tax, we have the rolling VAT, and then we have VAT. Okay. And you should know how all these ones are done. The last thing we can talk about is the input and output.
Monday.
Input and output is not so why I don't know why money is. I'm telling you. You purchase. Purchase is the tax for family. Hey, which is not often used in much of that. The problem that is not input tax. It's our community is definitely a conference of our craft. Store a conference of one. On a battle that. For that time. Because on our capital to VAT, our capital to hand. Now it's Yama and I'm going. Say what Yama. It's a German on the effort input VAT. On the effort input VAT. So also Eba, no also Ababe, Abertran and Amy James.
Okay.
Okay, so Estona on the sales. And Rose, say Estona on that never to find output VAT. Okay, in area, eco fund some in some eco fund net tax home here, never 1,000. Okay, in some eco fund tax 8 now 1,000. Therefore, we was number 1,000. Now, how about return? If you are return, after in some people mind or by some national or they will pay the 5 weeks. It's my atom. Ever for people in Nana go to Yanni, VAT, or Nina. The calculator, every only a best 650. Them cows in our echo to them. And a mouse after your ID.
I just so far.
And the rose and hold on here.
I say, you man,
Airport and double work, say what's your pass. Airport is all work, it's young. And I, yes, so work out, it's in order more. Okay, only purchases our okay. If you go share down, only 80 shares. Okay, and also there, most about it. That can after Zaman and Saint. Actually, it's not so bad, not so bad. Okay, so when you set these two off, I will be able to share also my additive. Okay, that is now the difference there. 350. Them 350. I said this year, I will credit. As I said, I will credit because my echo came, my work came, or Susan, my wife. So now I have a call, another. And them crediting, GRE right away. What more? What you have and
association Canadian, so I said, what can do? Makes your VAT 1,000. No, make comes to 1,000. It has no effect.
you know, but the final conclusion. You know, Anthony is in Everton going in 1,000 or 1,000. Why is it? Our electron, our road shop electron, any problem. Because never return the same VAT. But you go okay now, last one okay now, one of the watching the VAT now. The VAT is going to one transfer and move down. On now, obey.
So our local will see 15%, next I will use flat rate.
Now, we're going to more and more, and I will say that.
And that's if you're looking what's I did 15.99. That's I'm not sure we use flat rates.
They use flat rates. They use flat rates. How do not account for inputs or outputs?
How do I recover?
That's here, I can put or she done 50% now. He done 400. Yeah, or she 50%. Calculation again was simplified.
But this is my sales machine.
Now, it's
Say, but I'm not saying who's the mentor. Is there a definitely going to get your VAT amount that you pay in 56 back? And so far as the head money,
I said, and I'm going to say, our thousand, what's that? You're moving in area. One son, one something I work at it. Just a talk. I tell about a person.
Yes.
Who's the man next? Another woman next 10
and I did the question.
a lot of calculations. That is why they got this. That's why they got this. So you work all these. So that yeah, people play input out. That's the main reason. That's the main reason. No one but math has a so now we're making but I have seen one where the person was not registered for VAT, just like I am. So it means that that area is what we should be looking at, not necessarily the computation. The computation will come the next syllabus area. Well, the Monday is the emergency day, and Monday is